Okay, so now the next one is the most important, or let's create something with cloner again. For example, we create a cube, or we just create a tile kind of a cube. Okay, for example, something like this. Okay, so now we come here and click this one, and then we want it to be 0, or we will take radial. Okay, or no, keep the linear, and we increase in Z. Okay, let's make it 60. Okay, so we'll make, for example, 10. Okay, and the distance between each of them is 80, and then we come to the rotation of H, and we make it so now actually I want this to be all straight. Now you can see if I rotate it like this, it is not following. Everyone has its own different orientation. So how can I fix is by coming it not from here, in fact from here. So just by go to the top view, and yeah, I think 36 is fine. Okay, and then I will come here, I will create another cloner, more graph cloner, and put it inside this one. So now this one, before doing that, I want more in height, for example 20. Okay, and I will also change the color of this one from here, transformation, little bit dark blue kind of, so we can see clearly. So now we come here and click and drag to this cloner. So now this is the first cloner, and now we want it to be added on top of this cloner, which should have a height of 20. So come here and write 20, because this is the height of our brick. And then we want this to rotate, should not this one, no. Okay, I think we should not use this one because it's not working. We should use radial, because radial will give us more control. So we come here, increase the radius to 150. Okay, and come to the top view, and from transformation we just change the direction to -90. Okay, and then we come here and increase the number of bricks to 12, and then click and drag, and now we want this to be, yeah, this is what I want. So now if I will come here and increase my number of polygons, so now you can see just with 3 clicks, 3 button or 3 objects, we create this this kind of So now if you want to increase your bricks, or you can increase anytime your main bricks, which are this one, or no, let's keep them 12, it's fine. Increase the height little bit. Okay, so now we will come here and take some effectors. Before going to all other options, I will use some effector. What are the effectors? Effectors are always being used with MoGraph system. So I will come here and create a plane effector. Okay, how you will use this plane effector? Once you click it, you cannot see anything, you just see this plus sign. Okay, so currently it is not affecting anything. Why? Because it is not applied to the cloner. So what we will do is we select the cloner, and you can see there's a button called effectors. You come here, now you click and drag this to this place. So now you can see instantly, once we place it here, it affects and it moves its position from ground. Okay, what plane is effector is? So it is actually a system to control the MoGraph and to create different kind of animations. So now it moves its position from ground to 100 centimeter above, which we can see it from here in the parameter. So once you come here, you select plane and you come to the parameter, and you can see now it is moving my whole object together 100 centimeter or 300 centimeter. So I don't want it all, I don't want my effector to apply the whole thing all together. I want to apply only on the top. So how I can achieve this one? So achieve this one, I will come to the fall off area, and from here you can see shape, and instead of shape I will choose linear. So now you can see instantly my lower bricks are somewhat looking weird. Why? Because it is applying them, but it is applying in a wrong orientation. So what will come here, we come from, so now our shape is linear, before it was infinite, now it means choose linear, and from linear we come here and choose the orientation to Y positive. Okay, so now you can see as soon as I move my effector in Y, it is affecting. What it is affecting is, this is our default, so it is affecting from below, pushing all the bricks down, up, and then here. So to make it more clear, what I will do is I will not use the position, I will use the scale, and I will use this uniform scale of -1. So instantly you can see now it is applying this effect. Okay, I'm moving my plane and it is applying on this thing. So gradually, okay, so now this is your parameter section. I come back to fall off, and it's better visually if I will bring it to the center of my object, so that visually it's more clear, it makes sense. Okay, I don't now currently I'm moving my effector in negative Y. You can see downward is negative, and then it is actually revealing my object, but I don't want it to be reversed, like from I should go from down to up, then it should be revealed in an opposite pattern. So in order to achieve that one, we come back to fall off and we change our orientation from Y positive to Y negative, and then we click and drag, and we can see it is affecting in a negative. Okay, of course this is animatable, but I will not go to the animation now. I will just explain you how, because it is very easy and very straightforward, and on the same time it is very complex. So I will spend more time on more graph system to understand it, because it is the main power of Cinema 4D. And using more graph you can create very complex animations and very sophisticated and elegant also. Okay, so now we are moving our cursor in our axis, effector axis, in y-axis. Okay, now we just see bunch of options in fall off. So invert, as it says, invert, it invert the animation. Visible, if you want to see it visible visually, there it's there, but okay, the size is actually the physical size. And so now actually we are this animation is affecting only in one axis. That's why x-axis does not matter only, and z-axis does not matter, only y-axis matters. So this, if we reduce it to 0, so if our planar is bigger, so you can see it's affecting more area. The same is the scale. Offset, if you want to offset it. Okay, the main part is fall off. So fall off, as it names, is how smooth you want to create. So if your fall off is 100, so you can see it's gradually starting from complete to slowly to 0. If you have a fall off of 50, so actually you have less value. So as you can see visually, if you increase your fall off, it is becoming more hard, and if you have more fall off, it is becoming more smooth. So by default is 50. And then you can give your fall off manually also. For example, if I will come here and choose linear, and so I can define the shape that from here, or I can add, but leave this one for now, because it's for more advanced options. For now, keep it linear. Okay, so this is the fall off. In the same way, you have other shapes also. For example, you can choose sphere. So now what sphere is like, why it is not affecting, because the linear one is actually affecting your whole scene in y-axis. So from bottom, so if you have some other objects also, so it is applying in one axis, so if you have other objects also which are on the same level, so as soon as it crosses the level, it will start applying this one. But if you change it to some other shape, for example box, it will only affect once it is inside when your box is actually on your specific object. So you can see now my box is in the middle, so it is affecting only in the middle, not in the top and not in the bottom. So this yellow one is the size of the effector, the yellow box and the yellow lines, and the red one is the fall off. So if I will increase my fall off, you can see it is more smooth. If I will decrease it, it's very hard. Okay, and same is the other shapes. For example, capsule, this is also a shape. I can reduce it down. If I will from sides, so instantly you can see you can create all kind of effects. So it does not matter the direction now, it matters the size of the object. And similarly, you have cylinder, you have cone. So these all are the shapes. It depends on how you use them. Sphere and torus. So these all are the shapes. Okay, so keep our fall off to 50%. This is the planar effector. So now the other one is I will just switch it off for now, and I will use the most common one now. The second one is today I will go through the random. Random, as it says the name, it randomizes your object. So how I will apply, come back to cloner, effector, and then I will click and drag random. So you can see instantly it applies to our object. Same way we come back to random, we don't want it to randomize all of it, we just come back to fall off, choose plane, linear. Okay, and I want it to be in y-axis, so I will change the orientation to y positive or y negative. So if I want, now this is randomized, but I want it to expand more random now, so I will come back to my parameters and I will change the position values. So I will just come click X, Y and Z. Okay, in the same way I will come here and add rotation also, click select rotation. So you can see now all of my objects are rotating in different directions. Okay, now if I will come here, select my plane, make it a little bit bigger, and I will just start moving it upwards. So you can see as soon as it is passing their position in space, the objects are starting to come closer, closer and closer and closer, and finally you see this shape. Okay, so see how easy it is to create a very complex kind of animation just with few clicks. Okay, so today we study cloner. We come here, create cloner object, we clone something, for example a capsule, and we want them to be cloned in a grid with a distance of this one, and then I simply want them to be randomized. So I'll come here. One tip, if you select this cloner and come here affect random, it automatically applies, but if you don't select it, it creates here and you have to apply manually. Now it applies already. I can come here and see the random is there. So now I want randomness, increase the randomness. Okay, and then I come rotation and I want to change my rotation also. So now these are different pieces, and I come here on top of it, I will apply my plane effector, and I will use my parameter fall off linear, and I want this time in x-axis, so I will come here, select X, okay, and move here. So I want them to be disappear, so I will come here, select my scale, I want position, uniform scale, and I will, to disappear them, I will add value of -1. So now if I will click drag, you can see now they are generating slowly. Okay, and how you will animate it, you will of course I will give you a detailed lecture about keyframe animation in Cinema4D later, but how you will animate it, you come here to coordinates, move back, add the keyframe here, click this button. This is just a small way to teach you about animation, and click, and now button is yellow, you have to click again, so it records a keyframe here. So now come here and click play, and your animation is there. This is how you animate it. I hope you learned something today. If you have any questions, email me at ishaq.animator@gmail.com. Happy learning and keep practicing. Good luck. Bye bye.